part 2 of 3 of a series on the technique called Gedan barai in karate. Gedan barai, it's very popular, and as we learned in part 1, the meaning of Gedan barai is a sweeping motion with the arm, and Gedan refers to the level that the technique finishes, or where it strikes, and that means basically below the belly button. So it's a sweeping arm technique that lands at the level below the belly button. Now, in karate there are 2 variables. We're going to focus today on how we do this technique, and there's 2 variables to this. One is the position of the torso. So the first option for that one is to be what we call bladed, where one shoulder and hip is forward and the other's back. The Japanese call this hanmi, half body. So half of your body is toward the attacker and half of your body is away from the attacker. Okay. The other way to do this is by turning your hips into the strike. Japanese call this shomen. So in this case, both hips and shoulders are squared toward the target. Okay, and in part 3 we'll cover more of the difference between those 2. The other variable is the arm position when you're preparing the technique. Come up to here. Most karate schools are going to do it. The fist is up to the ear, but the elbow is down. The way we do it in Shuto Karate Club, the fist is also up to the ear, but the elbow's up, like that. The arm is covering the face. I call that, to get the students to remember, I say cough into your elbow, or Dracula's cape. So there's 2 advantages to this. One is when you actually do the sweep, you're going to have more of your arm, the mass of your arm coming down. So with gravity and your muscle power, that's going to lead to a more higher energy strike or technique. The other reason is, the other advantage to that, in my opinion, more important, is that it guards your face. It's a protective guard for your face. So for instance, if somebody surprisingly starts raining blows on you, this is going to guard you, okay? And if we put this hand up here, and if we do what's called a drop step, we lunge into it with our elbow, it's going to penetrate into the opponent, it's going to disrupt his attack and open him up, and then from there, all manner of strikes could be open to you. So I call that the, I don't know a Japanese expression for that, so I call that the charging rhino technique. So stay tuned for part 3, we'll talk about the different uses of this technique.